Welcome to Think NP's 5 Tips in 10 Minutes. I'm Matt Hugg, and with me today is Marcella Moyer Schick of MMS Advancement Services. And Marcy, welcome, and thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you, Matt.
And Marcy, let's just get right into it. What's your first tip for people in consulting for nonprofits?
Well, my first tip is that you've got to find your passion.
Oh, very good. Yes.
Yeah, I think that goes back to the old good to great thing. I mean, what is it in the world that you can do best? What do you really care about? What do you want to get up every morning and do? And identify that and think about how you turn that around and package it so that someone else wants to buy it, buy your services.
Right.
So for me, that it's all about relationships. I'm a fundraising consultant at heart, at the core.
Yeah.
And I was a development professional for more than 30 years.
Okay.
With a real focus on building relationships and developing major gifts that can truly transform the life of an organization and transform the lives of the people it serves. So it's in that concept of building relationships is at the core of what I care about. And so it's at the core of the services that we provide.
Okay. And that's your passion.
That's my passion.
That's what it's all about.
Right.
That's super. So what's the next piece then? What comes after passion?
Well, passion is first. And then the second thing on my list is the concept of partnership.
Right.
So much like in fundraising, it's all about finding that great fit between an organization and a donor.
Right.
Because fit is so important. It's matchmaking. It's the same in our work as consultants. We're looking for clients for whom our services and our personality, what we have to bring to the table, is a great fit, so that we can become trusted advisors to them. So my idea of partnership is that we listen very carefully to who the client is and what their needs are, and think about how we can modify what we do, not to step outside of what we're comfortable with, but how do we take our services and make them right for their situation. But I do go a little further with my concept of partnership. I also want to embrace what the client knows, their knowledge. They already know their business. They already do so many things wonderfully. We want to help them advance their mission and leave them stronger. So the way to do that, I believe, is by partnering with them in learning, in treating them as adult learners who are part of the answer.
Okay, all right, and then for them to see you as a partner as well. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I don't like to go in and do an audit where I'm like sort of doing an assessment and an evaluation and bringing them the answers. I would rather engage with them in identifying the strengths, the weaknesses, and brainstorm what the possible ways are that we could address and get to where we want to be.
Not provide from on high, and then here and
that's
have them
my approach.
Part of that. No, that makes a lot of sense, and I could see where folks would really resonate with that and want that, as opposed to you just simply feeding. Even though sometimes they say, "Oh, just feed me," for them it's better if you're partnering
because
with
we want to leave them stronger.
Yeah.
That's the mission.
Exactly. So those are speaking of strong, those are 2 good strong starts. So what's number 3?
My last 3 all have to do with the way we go about doing our business of consulting.
Okay.
The first is planning, or the third P is planning.
Yeah, right. That's huge.
I do think so. We encourage our clients to do that.
Right.
We need to do strategic planning. We have to think about where we want to be and the strategic things we're going to do to get there. But more than that, I think we need to do some operational planning on an annual basis. So set out not all the tactical details, but what are the big rocks you're trying to accomplish? You put the big rocks in first, the other stuff will go around.
All those marbles all fit in after.
They'll all fit in.
Right.
And then revisit it quarterly and make sure that you've moved along toward what you want to achieve, so that by year end, maybe you haven't done everything, but you've moved from point A to point B.
Okay. So and being accountable to yourself to make sure that happens all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. And now, what's your next one down the
fourth
number
P,
4?
The fourth P is promotions.
Yes.
Which is a P word that means marketing.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
So it's really important that as independent consultants or in a small business, as I have with other consultants, that a good percentage, I would say a third to even a half of our time
Oh, wow. Okay.
is spent marketing and promoting our services.
Right.
Marketing starts with figuring out who you are and the words that will help to communicate that to other people. And then, work on your website.
Yeah.
Do better than I do with keeping it up to date with newsletters.
But it's hard. It really is. Because you're out there doing all this other stuff. And then, yeah.
And most important, just like in fundraising, it's the one-on-one. Being out there and networking, meeting people one-on-one, following up with notes and visits, and be a value added to them even before they contract.
So they see you as a resource to start.
Right. That's right.
Coming right into it. So passion, partnership, planning, promotion. Number 5's got to be great. What do you got?
The number 5 is the big one, and it is professional development.
Ah, wow.
As consultants, all we really have, our biggest asset, is our own knowledge and expertise.
Right. Yep.
And so I think it's extraordinarily important to stay current. In fundraising today, things are shifting very rapidly, and there is a body of researched knowledge that is guiding the future of fundraising.
And I know you've done some really tremendous professional development opportunities. You've really taken advantage of this.
Yes, I'm an ACFRE,
right.
an Advanced Certified Fundraising Executive, very active in AFP International, and it's through rubbing elbows. I'm not on the board of AFP,
right?
But I try to put myself onto committees and in places where I'm rubbing elbows with the big names.
Okay.
So hearing the things that they're talking about and the cutting edge of what the research is has been really helpful to me professionally in the way I think about and deliver services. So that's huge. I also have a chartered advisor in philanthropy credential through the American College.
Right here in Bryn Mawr,
That's
right nearby.
Right. That's right. That is something you do online. I learned of it, and it fits so well with my philosophy of relationship-based fundraising, because it's all about putting the donor at the center and bringing both the financial planners and professionals and the fundraisers to the same table, all with thinking about what the donor's needs are. And that philosophy really was very important to me. And the materials that they provide have been great resources in my consulting practice.
And that's very interesting, because it's not just people in fundraising who are doing that. There are people from other industries, particularly the financial services industries, who connect in there. So you get to connect with other people that you wouldn't normally do.
Several of the largest philanthropies in this country now, among the top 10, are Fidelity Charitable, Vanguard Charitable. So the financial planners are having a huge influence over our industry.
Right.
And so it's really important to kind of know that stuff, get in touch with who those people are, and understand how they think.
Yeah, back to your promotion and your networking. Right, yeah. Yeah, they all kind of lace together.
Right.
Well, Marcy, this has been great. Thank you so much for your 5 tips in 10 minutes. And folks, this has been Marcella Moyer Schick of MMS Advancement Services. And Marcy, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, where do they go?
MMSadvancement.com. That's all you have to remember. Or Google my name and it'll come up.
That's super. Well, thank you so much, Marcy. And for everybody, this is Matt Hugg for Think NP with 5 tips in 10 minutes.